Hi, dear. Okay, so let's help you fix your problem here. First of all, I'm going to put the chat thing here so I can so I can, okay, that's in private chat. Let's go to community chat. Okay, so how we do this is simple. You know how you clicked on that invite button? I want you to look at the settings one, the one that looks like a little nut there. I want you to click on that. And then what's going to happen is your menu is going to open up, and to the left of that menu is going to say sound. You're going to click on the sound. Let me ask you, do you have your microphone plugged into your computer, or do you have it plugged into a sound box? Okay, it's headphones. Okay, no problem. So what you're going to do in sound is you're going to look at the microphone. There's going to be a drop down box. You're going to click on that drop down box and you're going to select where it says headset or headphone or headset. And then, and then it should automatically take over. And we should be able to hear you. Now, if that's not the case and it's already selected the headphone, then you might want to check on your headphone set to see that there isn't like a mute button, that you might just have your sound muted from the mic. Okay. Can you hear me now? No, I can't hear you. Let me switch headphones. Okay, switch headphones. You might want to make sure that you have it. Um, are you doing this off of a PC, your phone, or wait a minute, I don't even see your video. Your video looks like it's paused too. You should have a video up as well. You can add yourself to the panel. That could be the reason why I'm not hearing you. Wait a minute, don't switch headsets yet. Okay, you know how you clicked on my picture to bring me up on panel? Look at your picture. See if it's lightly grayed, then click on it and make sure that you can add yourself to this panel.
Okay, what about now?
There you are. There you
Oh
are.
my
I
gosh,
can hear
you're
you.
so dumb. Are you serious right now? How are you? Thank you for helping me so much.
Hey, it's not a problem. I
Yeah.
thought something was funny.
Yeah, I was over here struggling so bad because I was like, wait a minute, because I haven't been on. I've tried StreamYard once before, but it was always the sound issue. So I was like, okay, well, I can figure everything else out. I can figure this out too. And no, I was over
No.
here struggling.
Yeah, you got to add yourself to your stream.
Okay. I gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah,
Mhm.
this won't happen again. Hey,
No,
everybody in
no,
the chat.
we got that. You're no longer a virgin anymore. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Oh,
Thank God. Hey, Khadijah.
see, I
And let
can
me see.
now.
Hey,
Girl. Sorry, y'all. I'm in the bed. Hey.
That's okay. I didn't want to bother y'all too much, but I was just having the topic about the vaccination because I was on Facebook and they was having a discussion about that and it got pretty heated. I said, "Oh, let me leave this chat," because it was people that already been vaccinated and they was kind of barking at the people who wasn't vaccinated, and I was like, "Well, I'm kind of sort of still on the fence because there's just a lot of information out there, a lot of misinformation out there, so."
Right.
I just didn't want to not take it and have issues and then or take it and have issues. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
There's a lot of people. There are over 6,000 people that literally died from it,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
there's multiple accounts of people that have now have uh, life illnesses due to taking it.
right.
Um, yeah, some people are getting over the symptoms and stuff, and they're fine. But they're, like for instance, I got someone on my panel type deal that went and got the vaccination shot, and it hospitalized him, and now he's on a nebulizer and looking to get oxygen here.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
so
I'm so sorry to hear that.
well, I've been talking about it quite a bit on my deal when it comes to that, and yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Mhm.
This thing is it's experimental. It is
Right,
experimental. Now, I did a topic. I had an individual sent me a link to some information. The CDC is being sued for putting out this misinformation about it. They can't
right.
even get a viable sample of COVID, and
Oh,
that's bad. That's ridiculous. So I done some digging, and I had come to find out that the things that I was getting were 110% factual. Um, and I tried to put it up on my channel. YouTube went in and yanked it.
mm,
Like I was putting out misinformation. I didn't put out any misinformation. Like I said, I
yeah.
did all the footwork on it to make sure that the information that I was getting off of it was 110% correct, and it was.
Wow. I
The
think if any.
CD,
Go
oh,
ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead. Yeah, if you go to the CDC website, they'll give you the true counts of how many people actually died from COVID.
Mm.
A lot of these nursing homes and hospitals and stuff, they were being paid by the government to misinform the public on the death count of COVID-19. Come on,
Oh.
snooze. Thank you.
Oh
In other
my.
words, what I mean by that is they were told that they would be paid X amount of dollars for each positive death of COVID-19. Well, if you noticed in the beginning part of the pandemic, when you opened up the obituary section, there were no more car accidents, there were no more heart attacks, there were no more people dying of cancer or what have you not. It was all COVID, COVID, COVID.
Yeah, you gotta be careful
Okay.
saying stuff. They don't YouTube funny like that when it
Yeah.
comes to that. But you can look at some people get on here and tell their personal experience about going through it, and they'll talk about it through the whole video. And they don't. It all depends. I don't know.
Right, because I'm thinking
Right.
maybe they might not be bothering people who are giving their personal experiences, but I mean,
Yeah,
when it comes down to like that other information, they probably don't want people to talk about it. I don't know. It seems like if it's not coming
yeah,
directly from them, it's like they don't want to hear it. It's the same with like Facebook as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, what you got, Miss K? You need to
girl, look,
get the Snickers
fun
kind.
thing.
Yep.
That look
I'm
Well,
tasting it for the first time. Y'all go ahead. I'm just listening.
I
okay.
I'm
just I
you
just
on.
look at it this way: do your own investigative work.
Right,
If people want to crown you or mess with you over not taking it, just tell them simple as this: you have rights. If
amen.
you choose to do it, it's cool, right on. I won't criticize you for doing it. It's your God-given right. But don't
Right,
trample over my right.
right.
I don't I don't particularly agree with you, so
Mhm.
therefore I'm at peace with you. Please be that way with me.
Yeah,
Right,
true that. I
right.
agree with that. I
Yeah, I
agree with
definitely. Yes, ma'am. Oh, it's. Let me see. Someone else wants to come. I think Brian wants to come up. Okay, let me see. Can I click on this right quick? Y'all bear with me. Y'all know I'm just, struggling with
Yeah,
this over
that's why
here.
I'm here, honey. When I see you talking about, can you hear me? Girl, I done got up out. You done got me up. I might not even go back to sleep before I go to work because I took a
Oh
nap when
my
I got
goodness.
off.
Well, I mean, I
And
don't want to disturb your sleep or
Miss
anything,
K,
but I was
you
kind of
know
poking around
coffee
up
look,
here.
don't make you go
yeah,
to sleep.
look, I took two of these, Mo. Sorry, let me tell her this right quick. I
Okay.
took two of these and I can't sleep. And this is the PMs. So I slept too
Oh
much
wow.
early. You roll on, honey.
Oh, okay. Let me see. TC says we lived and seen this similar scenario with the whole HIV/AIDS epidemic.
That's right.
Yeah, that
That's
is so
right.
true. It's so true. It's just that for me, I was more concerned about people who do have like autoimmune diseases, people who have like a compromised immune system because I worked in a health field where I remember there was a time where I was taking care of this girl. Now, even though she was 13 years old, she was small like a handheld baby. Like I could literally pick her up like she was a baby. I never forget it. At that time, I started to catch a cold. And I guess it might have been from one of the other clients I was dealing with. I walked up to her, I got ready to change her and everything, and all I did was sniffle. I did what I had to do. I got away from her. And when I came back to check on her, she had a full blown cold and a runny nose and everything. And that was off of me sniffling. So I was thinking, okay, well, if something like as bad as a cold can bring her down like that, imagine the vax, which is also like a dose of that stuff as well. So
Oh
I was
yeah.
thinking about people that were in that situation. So
Yep.
as Mr. Mel says, I'm not taking that ish. Okay. I understand, Mr. Mel. Let me see. I
Yeah.
think there's somebody else back here. Let me see.
So far, I'm not
Hey
gonna take
Rita.
Hey, Mo, how you doing, baby?
I'm good. Long time no hear, no see or
I
anything. How you
know.
been?
I've been well. I can't complain. Listen, it's rough out here in these streets.
Yes, it is. It
So, I
is.
mean, I think this is a great conversation. You know what I wish people would really stop doing?
Hmm.
What's
Stop,
that?
stop making others feel bad about their personal decision.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Because
There you
a
Yes,
lot of
go.
ma'am.
people that has, some people feel pressure to do it. They do it, they don't
Yeah.
make it. Like, then what do they say? Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. You know, just mind your business and do what you need to do for yourself.
I
You know,
agree.
and
That's the
you
Hmm.
same
know,
thing I say to each his own.
to
Yeah.
each his
Yeah.
own. And the crazy thing I wish they would stop saying is that if you get this vaccine, it's not unto death. That's not true because so many have died after the vaccine and they call them breakthrough cases. So what else
Yep.
are we going to keep
Right.
saying?
They're,
To
they're
each
telling
his
everybody to
own.
keep social distancing and wearing the masks, even with the vaccine. You
Even
can
with the
still get
vaccine.
it.
Right.
And
And
I
people.
forgot the young lady's name, but if y'all go on YouTube and Google, y'all can Google the people that have done the vaccine, been vaccinated, and has gotten COVID several times, and quite a few people have passed away. So I wish they would stop saying it's not unto death. We don't make
Oh,
that decision, you know. You
but they're
know,
not telling you anybody's dying from it.
huh?
Right.
Oh yeah, they ain't gonna tell you that because they
No.
don't
No.
want to tell you anything. They don't want to tell you anything that's gonna possibly scare you or shy you away from something they want you to do.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
Right.
that's right.
Right.
I
Because like
just feel like
especially.
this.
I'm sorry.
Something can't be right with it. Now they entering you in the lottery and paying your money. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? Now
yeah.
that is crazy.
That is
They doing it right
scary.
up the street from my house. They giving people $100 to take that shot. Then up here at the
That's
Walgreens,
scary.
they entering you in $1 million lottery. That
Hmm.
don't
Yeah.
be
Mm.
that.
Oh
When
yeah.
somebody
They
push
did start off
something
light with the
that
donut.
tough, yeah, when somebody push something that tough, you better know something ain't right with it. And
That's
Exactly.
I'm gonna
right.
listen, y'all tell me what y'all think about it. I'm not a conspiracy, maybe a little bit. I don't know, maybe a little bit, but nah, I ain't around there to the channels. But one of the things that I've heard is they're trying to make sure that this stuff is spread so people can go get the vaccine, like spraying it in the air type of deal. Because we know it's airborne. I mean, I think we all
Hmm.
kind of know that it's airborne. Do you
Right.
all feel that they are doing certain things
Yeah.
to push us towards getting it? Not besides like giving money and stuff like that. I'm saying like physically making people sick.
I want you to think about this.
See, I believe
How
that
many
from day
people
one.
that contracted COVID to the number of how many people actually died from it? They say um, one third, or no, excuse me, only 3% of the people that literally caught COVID died from COVID. I'm sorry, those are low odds that you're going to die. I'll take
Hmm.
my chances.
Right.
Right.
I didn't hear the lady. What did she say? What did you say, Mama baby? What you say? I know she was saying something.
Oh, I know I was saying, when they started the whole bribery thing, they started with the Krispy Kreme donuts, and I was like, well, who would want to inject themselves for some freaking donuts? Now, don't get me wrong, I love some Krispy Kreme. See, they're gonna miss Khadijah in the box. See what I'm saying? But I mean, this,
I'll do it for a donut. Hey, I'll do it for a Klondike bar.
okay.
Not a contact.
Look at that temptation that she had. There's a box of temptation over there. And so
I'm telling you.
I was thinking, I was like, well, you're injecting this into your body. We don't know how this thing is gonna act maybe 10 to 15 years on down the line.
We don't.
We just don't know. And it's like it's crazy to me because the people I know
Huh?
personally who had COVID, as soon as the quarantine was over, they were back in the public, no mask, not
Hmm.
practicing the distancing or anything.
How
And
about
I'm
the ones
like,
that had COVID that was still out there? Now I know about them that was doing that.
and now I've heard that. I've heard people mention people were still shopping and
Yeah,
just living
I
life
know
like
some people
nothing
like that.
happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because she was saying, I don't have nobody. I said, I'll do it for you. I need you to stay home. Girl, I'm just gonna go here. I said, see, it's the stuff that it's that. That's
yeah,
too much.
yeah. There are people that are not taking this serious, unfortunately. But it's just that for me, my parents got the vaccination, and I promise you, I have been worried about them so bad. Like so far,
Yeah.
they took it. Let me see, it was a couple of months ago. But it's just even though they didn't show symptoms and stuff, I mean, there's gonna be somebody out there that's not so lucky, and
Right.
they're gonna have extremely negative effects, and this is gonna do them in.
I
Yeah.
think it all depends on your health.
Right.
Now, if
Yeah.
you're a pretty much healthy person, I can see somebody taking it to make them even stronger, but that's your doing. You know what I'm saying? You made
Yeah.
yourself strong. So I just see it's a waste of time if people still getting it. I'm sorry. I don't judge
Right.
nobody. And yes, we do need to take it more serious. Now, I was on the bus playing and teasing and talking about if somebody cough one time, I'm going to spray this sanitizer. Now, do y'all see how many people that were sitting like right next to me? And
Yep.
that is
That was
public
super close.
transportation.
Yeah.
Masks are required. But did y'all see how close I was sitting to people? I was really joking around. So by you saying take it more seriously, I do because a lot of people
Right.
died. And I
Right.
apologize if I offended anybody by teasing.
No, 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 no.
But
You're not. No, I wasn't
It's all
referring
good,
to you,
huh?
Miss K. I promise it was not
No,
you.
let me tell you
Yeah.
something. Not you. I was in the background in the bushes in somebody else's live, and
Yeah.
exactly what I done.
Miss
They
K,
said
get
something
out of the
about it on
bushes.
their live. I was in the bushes. That's why it's sometimes quiet to be. It's not. It's good to be quiet and just
Yeah.
listen to people. They were
Yep.
talking about it, and they were saying that was dumb and stupid.
Wow.
Hmm.
So this was early, and so when then I woke up and I read my daily bread, y'all know I'm gonna tell you the story, and it's gonna take a minute, 1 minute. But
Take your
look,
time, Miss K.
I read my daily bread for me. It told me, to when the Lord show you something, far as a evildoer or somebody wronged you, He
Yeah.
said before you say anything, make sure you think about it. You make sure it's the right time.
Hmm.
Sometimes you might need to keep your mouth shut. Now that's just going to show you, like, I'm glad you said that because it made me reflect on what happened earlier. No, it wasn't nobody here, and you just brought it to my mind because somebody
Okay.
actually done that to me today. That was
Wow.
earlier. And then, and then I try my best not to say anything.
Mhm.
Y'all know Miss K gonna say something on that.
Yes, ma'am.
But I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna go ahead and let it ride. So, but what I did, I unsubscribed this person. Yeah, and I'm
Right.
not gonna subscribe him back. So at least I got the Bennett right here. There you go. Now you have it. I ain't gonna be. I was playing, skirt, skirt, doing people like this, skirt, skirt, when they was getting up, walking off the bus, and that was funny to me. And I got some laughs. So you gotta
Yeah,
find.
yeah, I was too tickled.
You
I
got
was
to do
too
something.
tickled. You was spraying that man's booty and everything. I
I
mean,
tried to
look,
be
you
calm and
you was
just look.
practicing social distancing. They came in close to you.
I was sitting back there, and here they come, like, bam, bam, wham, boom, boom. I
I
was like,
mean,
oh
really.
my lord,
And
y'all ain't take open
imagine
up
being
that
on
back
the darn
window.
airplane, girl. But imagine being on the airplane because y'all know how tight those seats are.
Oh, I ain't getting.
Right,
You rubber
right.
shoulder to shoulder. And I just came back from Florida. And when I tell you, every seat packed and full,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
touching. I said, people coming through. I said, oh, Lord. You got to come in, take the clothes off, take a shower. Everybody, you got to have your mask on. But it's
Hey,
places
hon, one thing, I'm gonna
stuff like
subscribe to your
that
channel.
gotta be next to each other. You gotta. Some places you're gonna have to be tight, and it just is what it is. And
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think, like you said, to each his
Baby, I
own.
had on a long sleeve shirt, a wool shirt, and it was 95 degrees outside. Less of me to touch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and just think if that man had a link up on me, he got that thick shirt I had on long sleeve. I was hot, y'all.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. But you gotta protect yourself. All jokes aside, it's nothing to joke about. I shouldn't have done that, But you got to find some kind of joy in something. This is miserable. This makes
Right.
people
Because this is
miserable. A lot of people
depressing.
have
Yeah.
died, and I would
Yeah.
never wish that on nobody.
Uh-oh.
I would
Have you
never
guys
wish that on nobody. And I'm
any
sorry.
of you have you all contracted
It is
COVID?
what it is.
Hey,
I
hon, I
haven't.
gotta let you go. My battery's gonna die.
Okay,
Mm.
well, it was
But
nice talking to you, Bulldog's house,
I'm,
and thank you so much for helping me.
yeah, I'm gonna
So you
subscribe to
did
your
that. You
channel
did.
as well.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll return the favor.
I'm
No
scared to
problem,
touch
hon.
anything,
All right,
Mo.
take
I
care.
can't. I can't read the chat. I'm scared
Oh,
to touch something. I can't see what nobody's saying, but I can
oh,
hear you.
so far it just missed the mail laughing. That's about it. I said in my zone said, hey, in my zone, how are you? Let me see. I mean, so far there aren't any like troll comments or anything like that, so that's good. But no, I felt like honestly you were taking it serious, but then you were also letting the people know around you, hey, like you too close, like you are really too close.
Yeah,
I
I
Yeah.
told
mean,
him
really.
see my face in. I can see my face in his head. You know the man that was sitting at the bottom. I can see my
Yeah,
face. He was right there. I was
yeah,
like, this ain't gonna get it. Miss K gonna be lifting it. You know what I'm saying? When it's like that in the evening, it's only the evening. In the morning, it's not that bad as you can tell. But in the evening, oh my lord, the freaks come out. Girl, bye. I can't do it.
right,
I bet you
right.
Miss K sprayed them.
Oh yeah, she
It
definitely
just
sprayed them.
looked like it just looked like I was because I had my phone right here and the bottle right here, and they was like over there, but they was close. But I didn't get on none of. Boy, they done turned around and knocked me out. No way. But they should have been sprayed. They was too close.
Yeah, they were. But yeah, when it come down to that overall vax, I'm just kind of thinking like, what's gonna happen? Like when this is really what I think. Let me back it up. 'Cause I'm about to get excited. But what I think is gonna be vaccine after vaccine after vaccine, and I just really feel like people will be at the point where they're at a zombie-like state. I mean, I could
That
just be
part,
reaching,
Mo.
but
That
that's
part.
really
You
what I
better
think.
believe
No,
that.
Yeah,
I agree with you 1000% because
And
the COVID vaccine. This is the only one that I've vaccine that I know about. It has a quick expiration date. That's first, and then
right,
it does not cover all of the variants that are coming out. The Delta variant
oh,
and all of the you need boosters and all this whole kind of stuff.
right,
I don't trust that. I'm not a guinea pig. If I'm going to get the vaccine, I guess I'm just going to get the vaccine if I decide to do that. But
right,
all this other stuff, and I'm going to tell you something. They put those, they upgraded and put the 5G poles all in these different places. And I'm going to tell
right.
you, in some areas, my head hurts so bad. And I was
Mhm.
asking the phone lady, I was talking to her about my phone and the 5G. And I said, is there is there a pole or several poles in this particular area? She said, yeah, they just went up in this area right here. A couple went here. I said, no wonder. And I'm gonna tell you, in some areas where the pole, where it's a lot of them, and it's a lot of I don't know if I want to say service or internet, it or whatever they got going, it made me feel nauseated. You know, my head hurt. I
Also,
felt
that
dizzy.
5G kills the birds.
Huh?
Yeah, and that's the first to always go, Brian. The animals and the birds and all the other stuff. You're absolutely right. But yeah,
What
Yeah.
like
did
what
she get? Did that lady have that's talking right here, baby? Did you get that
Miss
shot?
Rita?
No, I didn't
Miss
get
Rita.
it.
Oh, okay. Now
I
I'm
didn't
Yeah.
trying
get
to
it.
figure out what you say about your head and feeling nauseous, because I've been having a little symptoms or something like that every now and then, and they come and go.
Yeah, it's in a certain areas. And I know when I asked her about the high power areas, she would tell me, and I said, golly, whenever I'm in that area, I feel nauseated and I have to like put my head down. And when my husband and I get out that area, I feel so much better. But
Mm-hmm.
it's I don't know what all the connection is, like I said. And when I listen to people, they make comments about different things like that. People think they're crazy. People
Exactly.
think that
They
it's not
swear I'm
all bad.
crazy.
That's y'all tripping,
Well, I
y'all
do
this.
got a chance to crazy though. I am a little crazy, just a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
mean, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit of crazy. It keep folk in order when you got a little
Sure.
crazy in you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that I believe people when they say certain things like that. Do I feel like they gonna change your DNA? It's a
I've
possibility.
heard that. Yeah.
I don't put nothing past the government. I
Right.
don't put
Right.
nothing, and I don't trust nothing that they say or do.
Right. Because
Honey,
they already test us with the medication that's already out here. So I mean, they don't think
Yep,
anything about the vaccine. So yeah,
exactly.
yeah, they
And
really
when you
don't
sitting
care.
up there talking about you can't go here, you can't go there, like Miss K was saying, you got this going on. They giving $100 for this and that, and
And
it makes
now it's
you when you
attacking
ready
the
to go
animals.
into it, you kind of stop and go, wait a minute, y'all pushing this a little too hard.
Right. Right. And just like Brian said, I mean, they're saying now that there are animals that can contract it as well. And I'm like, wow, this thing is taking no prisoners. I mean, it's really not.
Yeah, it
yeah,
went from no babies, no black people, no animals to everything under the sun getting it. And if
Right.
I realize now
now the
a lot of
children.
the young people, yeah, now it's the younger people and the children. It's everybody, but more so the younger people and the children. And I
Right.
mean like I'm saying like under 50 and 40 is going. You hear me?
That's it.
It's real
Hey,
scary.
And all the kids are going back to school. What in the
see,
ham sandwich?
that's what's missing
That's
the
another
thing about it
issue.
is like when you connect the dots, you think about it. You have these kids had to do online school. They weren't learning the same. Some of them are repeating grades now because they didn't get it the first time. Then they're sending them back to school to get this stuff. They have to go back home and learn all over again because some of them it's a struggle. You have some both their parents work in the daytime. They got folks that really can't stay there with them. And guess what they gonna do? Get right in their bed and go to sleep. Because if I was homeschooled, I would probably still be in the bed. And my mom would probably come in during lunch break and be like, "Girl, what you doing still in the bed?" So I mean, it's like they're trying to dumb everybody down or something.
Yeah, but
And
I
see
the,
that, and that was one of the things I told my boys. They couldn't when school was going on. They couldn't be in the bed. They had to get up, wash their face, brush their teeth, and they had to go to the table, be presentable at least where they was.
right,
And that was my requirement. You could not go to school from the bed because you ain't learning nothing. You have sleep, you fall asleep. So I made them get up, wash their face, and 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 I'll be sitting down there cooking breakfast or something, and I'll go interact. So it's already they were getting the short end of the stick, and I just
right,
didn't want them to fall so far behind. And my daughter she in college, she was having an issue with the online. She didn't like it.
right.
It's so much change, and I feel like some teachers got lazy. I feel like it was like, but
Yep.
then again, I felt like they didn't know how to handle this.
honey, them teachers was scared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Like period.
yeah,
Don't nobody want to die trying to teach nobody nothing. See, y'all, it's deeper than that.
and some
yeah,
teachers did pass away.
So
Sure
much
did. Yeah,
deeper
yeah,
than kids getting education. It's deeper than that.
yeah.
Now,
yeah,
first it was killing off the old people and the foreigners, us, black people and stuff. Now
Right.
they killing the kids. It's like they taking whatever kind of this virus they
It's
can
taking everyone.
together, and they sprinkle it where they want to sprinkle to try to stop growth and eliminate for something.
And that's it. That's
Okay,
it.
I mean all this little, we stuff we talking on top. It gets deeper. It's
See,
deeper than
It does.
that's what I was
trying
asking
to
y'all.
eliminate.
That's what I was asking y'all. Do y'all feel like this is that they're doing this intentionally? And another thing I heard was they are really and truthfully targeting a lot of the black areas of those that think that they making money or doing this and that. They really targeting some black areas to, I guess pass this virus on through. And I personally, I'm like, what y'all think about that? Because I don't put nothing past them. Yeah, it ain't hard for me to believe that they do something like that. It ain't
Well,
hard
yeah,
for me to
they
Right.
believe.
was,
It's really not far fetched at all. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Brian.
they
You was about to
was
say
on
something, I think.
like
It's taking everyone.
Yeah.
in my area, it's a lot of people not vaccinated. In certain parts of Charlotte, you know how you keep up with the count, and well, I don't keep up with it, but I peek in on it every now and then. And they say a majority of us here are not vaccinated. You know, us.
Right. I know
We're
in my
not.
area, there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that took it because I mean, I'm in small town USA, so in my area, when all this stuff came out, it seems like okay, the government said stay in, so everybody went outside. And I mean, especially down the street from me, I stay down the street from a high-rise community, and I mean, they all were outside, they all were partying. I'm talking about through birthday parties, and then you look, and everybody got sick.
They
And
sure
then
do.
yeah, and some people had symptoms, but they still came around, other people anyway. But I mean, just overall, when I think about the vaccination, I do believe it's a start of something that's much, much deeper. I still believe that they're trying to get everybody into a zombie state for a reason. It's in the food. Now it's the vaccine. I do believe the vaccine was thrown out there. I don't think it just magically appeared out of the sky. I mean, as far as, like how some stuff just pop up like a cold or something like that. But
Yeah.
there's no telling because even in the sky there's a chemtrails and stuff. I mean, look, he's gonna pretty much torch Earth at some
It's
point because
almost
these
like they're
folks has
trying
gotten
to
ridiculous.
turn everybody into zombies.
Yeah, it is, and some people are already halfway in a zombie state as it is with medication. So I mean, imagine the vaccine. I mean, because there's some people that take certain medications. It's like they're not even on the planet with us.
Yeah,
So.
you right, y'all. This is deep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's crazy.
One thing. I'm gonna get ready to get off of here, but I tell y'all what, you better stay prayed up. Just pray and
Yes,
ask the Lord
ma'am.
with this situation. I try my best not to think about it too much because I'm easy to, upset and depressed and be stressed. I'm just gonna,
Right.
like I was doing just a while ago, just praying.
Miss
Just
K,
pray.
what happened to 12?
Say what?
I think that
She was
she
gonna delete something of her videos or something.
I saw when
I
she
just
was live, but I was over here struggling with StreamYard, so I kind of missed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I seen something about a video. She said she was gonna delete or something, but I don't know if she did because when it said I might delete this one, that was the title, but I still watched it, so it's still up. I don't know.
Who was that?
12 L's. Brian, he was at one of her lives.
Oh, okay.
Cause when I went to her page, it said no videos on her page.
Oh wow!
What?
You
Oh,
don't
I
think
guess.
she deleted her whole account? Oh wow! I
Oh
don't
I
wow.
know.
just her. Well, I don't want to go out the live, but I'm gonna get off of here and then I can look and see. I just saw her at what number a few minutes ago. Check it out. Y'all go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna still be listening.
All right. Well, thank you so much. But yeah, I mean, just overall, I just feel like in my area, it's just people that are just not taking it serious. It's like when I say not taking it serious, it's like they're still hanging out with people that are showing the signs, trouble breathing, and all this other stuff. They're supposed to be quarantined. People are visiting. And then they come back with the virus just like them. They're not quarantining. And this is in my area, there are some jobs that are still making people come to work anyway. There was a plant here, I think it's about
Wow.
maybe 45 minutes away. The name of it is Howard's Industry, right? So they
Wow.
started having an outbreak in a certain section. So they, instead of them just letting those people, well, the ones who didn't have to be hospitalized, they still had to come to work. And people told them, that was like, listen, get in contact with the union. Do you know what those people did? They sent a notice to everybody saying, you can tell the union whatever you want, you better come to work. Yeah, yeah, I sure did. And so a
That's
lot
a,
of people left
I
that
don't know
plant.
if that, I wonder, is that a lawsuit?
Well, see, the thing about it is, this is what I personally believe. That place pretty much tells the union what to do. I mean, they just pretty much have them in their back pocket, and they treat their people like crap. And they build stuff like, what do you call it? I know they do computers. What else is it? What is that thing? Oh, it's not. I can't think of it right now. Transformer. They build transformers, and it's
Okay.
something else they do. And yeah, they had to come to work anyway. Some of them was, it was obvious they were coughing a lot, and they just was just spreading it, and they was so scared to miss work because once you miss I think it's 3 days. I never worked in the factory, so I know that like their absentee stuff is a little bit different, but I know if they missed 3 days, they were automatically terminated. And then some people had all of these bills and stuff, and they just pretty much just sacrificed their health.
And see if they could possibly get some kind of lawyer assistance, that would start to vastly start to change. See, that's the
Right,
thing. Who won't make that step? Because it just starts with one or two people that'll, fight them on it, and then people will start fighting. But sometimes people needs it initiated, you know,
right,
to get their right. Because at the end of the day, if that's your right, and you got, I mean, you know what I'm saying, you can't be out here. It's a couple of jobs. I told my son, I said, if you don't bring your behind off that job, I said, are they wearing masks? No. Are they
see,
social
right,
distancing? No. If you don't get out of there and find somewhere else to go, there's so many jobs available right now because people that stop, they getting, unemployment and
yeah,
everything. So, with so many openings, go somewhere else. We ain't doing that. And then the symptomatic carriers, I be like, I know one that's asymptomatic carrier hardly want to wear a mask, but yet want to hug and say hello to everybody.
that's it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's that's another thing. They really kind of want you to stop having human contact. And you know how some people are. If they stop having contact with each other, they start getting mean and hateful. They don't care about anybody. They're
Yeah.
rude. And to me, I feel like all of it to me is just tying together. But just as far as that plant, um, as far as I remember, that's still like that because I remember them sending like a little notice to everybody saying, you can contact the union if you want to, but you better come to work. And it was just, to be honest with you, I'm gonna tell you why I think it's hard for them to get a lawsuit or anything. It's because they work them 6 days a week. They only have one day off, and that's Sunday. So you actually run
Oh,
down the whole time. Yeah,
wow. See,
yeah,
but see,
yeah.
and then too, if you coughing, I think with the whole pandemic, I think a lot of rules have changed. I mean, if you coughing and everything, it should be no. There's a mandate for you to go home.
Right, right.
And
But
anybody else that's around could feel like this person is putting my health in danger or putting me at risk. And I don't know what it is that they have, but any of that coughing and sick stuff in the most jobs, you got to go home.
exactly,
There's no
exactly. But it's
medication.
just that
There's
plant
nothing
in
to do
general.
there.
That plant in general doesn't care about anybody, and that's why I was glad my husband didn't work there because we put in an application, and I told him, I said, look, I hope they don't call you because they
Right.
legit don't care. And I said, you get hurt, like, okay, the on production they've had people that lost fingers. I know about the virus thing. They had this one guy had been working there way past retirement. I'm gonna tell you why. I never worked in that plant, of course, but they had some type of big, huge machine that was hanging from the wall. And over the years, it got faulty. It would shake really bad. And
Oh,
he was the only guy that would work on it. Do you know that this man legit would not retire because he felt like the one day he doesn't show up, that thing was going to fall on somebody?
wow.
And he worked way past retirement. And from my understanding, the man complained about this every day. Not a day went by. So that's like 20 plus years of this guy complaining about this faulty equipment. So one day he said, okay, I'm going to retire. So he started working his days down. And guess what happened? The machine fell on him.
Wow.
Sure did. And I said,
Oh, and him?
yeah, it fell on him. Yeah, it sure did. It fell on him. It sure did. That because it was honest to goodness, the man was just so because he was an older guy at this point, and no shade anybody's old. I want to live to be old, but
Yeah, me
it's
too.
the fact that he. I just think about how this man literally sacrificed his life for somebody he didn't even know because he
So he
knew
died?
somebody was coming. Yeah, he died. The whole machine was like a couple of
Girl.
tons, and it fell on him. It sure did. Sure
And
did.
can his family sue? Because that sounds
They
like a whole
did,
lawsuit.
but what
Okay.
happened with him is the family they tried to pay them like a couple of $1,000s in hush money, and actually when they got their attorneys and all this stuff, started to spread around, they got a couple of million, but unfortunately, I hate that man lost his life,
No,
but
it was at a
it's
cost
just
of their loved one's life.
they didn't really care. That's one thing about that plant. They don't care because they work them 6 days a week, and that's mandatory. And that 7 day is up to you. And then they have so many days, so many not so many days, but so many people that do that. They work the whole. And
Yeah.
I'm just like that little check is not worth it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not worth
Wow.
it. Yeah, and then
That's
here's the
crazy.
thing. Back to the virus, there were some people that literally got the virus fresh out of orientation.
Yeah.
Fresh out of orientation, and they got it. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. How are your parents doing since they've gotten it?
My parents, so far they're pretty good. I know when my dad got the shot, he had a runny nose, and that was it. But for them, I kind of contribute that to how they lived, where it wasn't all that processed food and all the other stuff. Cause like my parents are like, oh, like my dad is 86. Like my
Oh
dad is
wow. Okay.
86, and my mom is 76. They just don't, look their age. But I think it was like they didn't come up during this fast food era where all this crap is in the food and it's in the
Yep.
medication. And so
Yep.
it's like for me, in my opinion, they have a better shot at it versus someone like me. Because when I went to school, as far as college wise, I mean, fast food was a way to go. I mean, between school and work, I literally had an hour window and I would spend 30 of it wherever I was trying to get food. Then I'm trying to
Right.
wolf that down and then run to work. And so it's just, uh-uh.
And when this whole thing started, I kind of I follow Larry Reed, and I've started doing what they were doing and taking the multivitamins. I
Yeah,
came off of the red meat because I don't eat pork already, but I came off of the red meat. The only thing I wasn't able to can be consistent with is taking walking and taking the steps. But
right.
read up on my vitamins and everything. When I tell you, my whole family, my husband and my kids, we all got COVID. We it took us a whole year, and my daughter was working. She was working two jobs, so you got to let one of them go, and her
Right.
supervisor came to work and didn't tell nobody she was sick and had it and gave it to my daughter. So of course my
Goodness
daughter brought it
gracious.
into the house. And
Right.
and so we all got sick. But the good thing about it was we all was I had them all prepped up on they vitamins, and then when we got sick, we read up on those vitamins, and I ended up having to take my husband to the ER because he was having some issues with breathing, but he wasn't showing no signs that he wasn't breathing. I just so my sister had brought us a saturation machine, and so I was able to tell on the inside that he was having some issues. And when I took him to the ER, girl, they put him on oxygen immediately. But
Wow.
needless to say, he's all good today. So his doctor was like, I really think you need to go ahead and hurry up and get, you know, the vaccine or whatever. And I'm like, I ain't gonna let one of my family members get it. We don't all go through it together. So
Right.
that's where I'm at with it. I'm kind of still up in the air, but like I said, I prayed about it, and I'm like, if it ain't meant to be, you make all kind of stuff. Show me what not to do, or which way to go, or stop it, or let this come up, or all kind of stuff, honey. You know.
Yeah, I'm
But I
just glad that
finally
all
got
is
a little
well
bit
with
of
your
peace.
family. I'm glad everything is, all is
Yeah.
well with your family because I know that had to have been scary.
It was very scary. And now with this whole Delta variant out, my sister just found out she got it. And so it's like, okay. So, she is not feeling the best, but like I said, just keeping eyes on her, told her everything we did and everything like that. So we just gonna go from there because it's just too much going on out here, you know. And I just, if I don't have to go nowhere, and the only reason why I end up going to Florida because I already had paid for it and it was already, I needed to get away because we I lost a lot of family members last year, and then
My my.
the last family member was my cousin who was actually my pastor for over 21 years, and she ended up
Mm.
getting it and she had cancer. And when I tell you she died, like, you know, when somebody died, you just don't even, not that you expect somebody to die, but when somebody died, that you be like, this is the last person you would have ever thought. And when
Right.
she passed away, it took a really big toll on me. And I mean, to the point where I was feeling sad often. And I said, let me get up out of here, go on this girls' trip, and had a good time. It was the first time I was able to like have a good time every day and not think about it and be sad.
Right.
It
And
really
I
took
mean,
me
you
out.
have to do something because you just can't let it, you can't let it just, drag you down with this whole COVID stuff. But like, I mean, when it comes down to losing loved ones, it really is a hard pill to swallow, and especially cancer, because I remember like a couple years ago, my mom and dad had cancer at the same time, and I'm talking about it was very hard to fight like depression, and it was like one day one of my coworkers, I don't know, I had a cousin that worked there, and she at our job, and I know it was like with her, she snuck and told somebody because it was every day I would come in, I was always like, doing my job, laughing,
Yeah,
smiling, and all of this other stuff. But when I went home, it was a whole different story because I was like, okay, so my mom is like, hey, I trust God, everything's gonna be all right, I'm believing healing on this side. And then my
right,
dad's like, well, I got this planned and I'm gonna write a will. And we were just like, don't do that. Like, cancer doesn't have to be a death sentence.
right.
And it was like we had to like pump him up, and it was more of like we had to sit in his face and act like everything was okay. It's a regular day. And then we had to go behind closed doors and cry.
See,
We
that's
had to
why you
do
got to
that.
check on your
Yeah.
strong friends because you just
Yeah.
never know what they dealing with or what they going through. How long
Yeah.
ago was this? How long ago was this?
Say it was about maybe like 3 years ago. They both are cancer free.
Wow.
What helped my dad a lot is the people in that cancer center. They're more Christian based. So it's
Yeah,
like there's gospel music, there's positive, energy. They pray with them.
yeah,
And so that helped a whole lot. And then my mom was already God fearing, but it's just, my dad is like on the fence. He's like he's slowly coming to church and doing all that kind of
yeah.
stuff. So I think
Dang,
he's
Mo, that was recent.
yeah, yeah. It hadn't been
Yeah.
just like yesterday. And so one of
Ooh,
my coworkers pulled me to the side. She was like, Mo, come here. And she was always real goofy. So I felt like she was gonna say something silly. And she was like, how are you doing this? And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I'm thinking she's referring to the job. And she was like, your cousin told me everything. I don't see how you coming in here laughing and smiling and all this other stuff. And I said, I told her, I said, it's hard. But then I remember her situation and I said, listen, say I'm not trying to bring up your situation, but I can't complain compared to you because she was going through a situation where her mother was sick, her auntie was sick, she had a dad that was under the weather, and they all was in one house. She was taking care of all of them, still coming to work, taking care of other people, and was killing overtime. And I said, how
wow.
are you doing? Like I mean, thank you for your concern, but how are you holding up? And so it was
Yeah.
like as soon as she got ready to answer, that's when a bunch of folks bust in because we all like to hang out once our job was done. And so we just let it go. And I was like, man, it was a but God thing, I tell you. It really was.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is something else.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just,
And it
I
was just,
mean, just,
yeah.
I mean, I guess I feel like it's just we living in a day and time where anything's possible. Anything can happen, and we living
Hmm.
in some last days. Some people don't believe in that, but I surely do because all of the signs are adding up. And,
Amen.
and
Yes.
if I don't do nothing else, honey, I try to make sure all my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed
That's
because
it.
you hear me? I ain't trying to go down. And here's the thing, it's like with COVID, death is so prevalent. It's like staring you in the face. It's like it could be any at any time now. Any, you
Right.
don't even know. It could be, it could not be. You don't know, but you got to you got to make sure that everything is taken care of and squared away. You know, because you don't
Right.
know. Like my uncle, he was in the hospital because he wasn't feeling good. Of course, he had got COVID, Mind you, he was in the hospital, and his brother also had ended up going in the hospital, and his brother had died. And then he was doing okay. He called his wife, and he was like telling her, pay the bills, call my aunt. He was like, pay this and pay that, and I'm gonna give you a call back. And he was okay. He was better. He wasn't on the
Right.
vent or anything. And they called her back and said he passed away.
My, just that fast.
Just that darn fast. I
Goodness.
said, my God, today. Like, are you kidding me? Like that last year was so thick and heavy. I would say I mean what, total of about 7 family members left. And I said
Oh
it's too
my.
much. It's too much. It was too much. And I backed away from listening to, like, I couldn't even listen to them over here in the beef sector because it
Right.
was like it's so much.
Bigger
Are y'all
issues.
not losing people? Is the people not around you? Like, I was like, are we, y'all living in reality right now? And this is what you want to come over
Right.
and do, is fuss and
Right.
tear each other down? But I wasn't feeling that. I ain't feel like what this one was doing, that one's doing. I backed away from a lot of people's chat, and I was like, I just can't right now. It's too much, you
You
know.
know what I was thinking about as far as beef sector wise? I was thinking, once I figured, and I should have known better, that once China doll passed away, that would kind of snap people back into reality because this was somebody that would be in everyone's chat speaking. She was moderating for everybody. She was
Right.
always nice and positive. And it was like when she crossed over, I said, well, maybe that'll wake everybody up and they'll pay
Mm-mm.
attention. But instead, no, it was all kinds of other bull
They
crap. But
did, look, they
yeah.
did what they always do.
Yeah,
Drug the dead, did act like they wasn't trying to reap benefits off of it. No, they
right,
did. It's just,
right.
it's almost like, for some people over here, it's like you must not really be a good person, because
Exactly,
some of the
exactly.
stuff, because you have to go to, I feel like you have to be in a dark place, or you have to be a certain type of person to constantly bring up or constantly have something negative to say about people. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying? It's
right,
almost like, what space do you have to be in, or, and if it's that easy for you, what type of person are you? For somebody to get on here, and I get that they have, like, I'm just gonna give a for example, and I hate to even say this or bring up anybody's name,
okay,
but I look at Rita. She
right.
started off, she done allowed this whole beef sector to change her whole personality, persona, and everything. Now it's about making moves and exposing this person and getting after this person and doing that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like, what happened to you and your comedy or whatever? Even if nobody else believed in it, if you believed in it, then focus on that. But no, the numbers are coming in, because if you go against five or anybody, that's where your numbers come in. So that's what you rather do. And it's like, the way I see it change so many people, it's ridiculous.
it is.
And
Yeah,
I'm like, oh shit, I'm not interested, because that's not me. That's not who I am.
right. I mean, it's like life is just too short for all of that.
It
It really is. It's like, I mean, it's the one day you're here, next day you're gone. And to me, I've always personally believed that death calls for us every day. And
is.
it's God
Yeah.
that's like, you know what? Get away from her today, or get away from them. So
Yeah.
that's how I see it. But I mean, to me, I feel like they're taking a lot for granted, and what they fail to realize is that all this stuff they're doing and saying against each other, they gotta face God for that.
Oh girl,
It's not over.
you got to answer
It's not
for it.
over. you know.
You
It's
gotta answer for it. You can sit
yeah,
down here and play big shot all day. You got
yeah,
to answer for what you are doing and saying. And even if you don't feel like this person is God fearing, or this person is that, we all God's children. We all were created by Him. You got to answer for this stuff. And it's like,
right,
golly, for people to say some of the stuff that they say, and they done took this doxing to a whole nother level, girl. This whole exposing your address and doing all that. So once you expose my address and you expose where I work and all that, then what? Okay, because
right,
I'm not embarrassed. I have a nice home. I'm not embarrassed about nothing that I do. And if I ain't living the big fancy life, none of half them people on here
right,
ain't doing it. But at the end of the day, I'm comfortable, and my kids are good. So once you do all of that, then what? I don't get it.
right,
I don't get,
right.
it just makes us look bad, because it's another way for us to tear one another down. And
That's
some
right.
people sit back and they enjoy it and they clapping hands and they like, I knew this is how they were, and they just getting their life
Yep.
on it. You know
Yep.
what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
They get sucked right into doing it, and who can do it better? Who can dox better? Who can expose the most? It's just ridiculous. The
Right. That,
hypocrisy.
that that's exactly why I don't even like, to me it's a lot of people I just, found their pages and stuff, but then when I start seeing they're going left, or if I come on and they're already like, flashing out on people, I'm like, "Oh, bye." I
Yeah,
mean,
see, I didn't see
I don't
you
want
like
those
I think you
spirits.
kind of did the same thing. I hadn't been seeing you, like we be
Yeah.
around here in these chats together. And I hadn't been seeing
Yeah.
you. I said, Mostly Mo on what I'm on. I ain't you ain't got time for all that.
Right, right. I
You
ain't
can
got time to
tell
be
some
fighting
people
with
with some good
people.
hearts. Yeah, you can
Mhm.
tell who they who
Yeah.
don't. This is not how I spend my day. I don't spend my day looking up people's information, trying to figure out what. Because I'm not about to come. What do I care? I
Right.
don't
I mean, but it just I don't want to know what people work. I mean, and where they live at and all the other stuff. I'm just not that level of nosy. I mean, if
I
something
just say
come up,
I
I
ain't
don't
that
mind
little
like
nosy.
listening to it, but I don't want to know. I mean, I'm all right.
Right. And it ain't gonna do me no hill of beans to know where you stay at. I
Yeah,
mean, and I'm like this. You come around here, around these parts, sniffing around, you may not make it back. And another
exactly.
thing I realize, a lot of people say this stuff, but when you have family members or certain people that you can make phone calls, you best just stay out of it.
Right.
Because a lot of people that I know and family members, like they out in these streets for real, and it's
Yeah.
not a game. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I best shut my mouth and back up and stay away from certain things, because when you start trying to harm me and mine, I make it for a couple of phone calls. But see, that's still on me. God's still gonna see me about that because I made it. I made
Right.
the couple, and I could have made the choice to stay away from all of the bull crap. But no, no,
Right.
I want to keep on snooping and peeking. But that's why I say I had to back away, because see, you start doing crazy stuff, and then folk
Mhm.
got to come see you. That stuff is on me. Mm-mm.
Right. Right. That is true. That is true.
Cause
And
real
people
street
do take
people,
that stuff to another
they don't be
level.
on here talking smack. Real street people, oh, they be out here handling business, and you bet
Yeah,
not.
'cause the folks be like, "Pull up." I'm like, "Are you crazy?" Like, "No,
Right,
no,
right.
no."
They don't be talking. You bet not say nothing about what they out here doing, because they out here living reckless. So I'm like, I
Exactly.
mean, I got folk that be like, if you gonna call the police, don't call me. Cause
Right.
we
One or
about
the
to handle it.
other.
No
One
wait
or the
now.
other.
Right. So I be like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep, and then when a lot of people that, I'm a gun owner. I mean, it's a lot of people that do that.
Right.
I think that it just makes more sense, because when you carry, you have to uphold the laws of the land. I feel like the pressure is more on you than it is anybody. Now,
Right.
unless you carrying illegally, I don't know. But when you carry and you got your gun registered and you are a registered CCW holder or whatever, CPL holder, you got to follow a different set of rules. And it just ain't as
Yeah.
easy as everybody think it is.
Yeah, I think it's illegal around these parts. It's illegal, and I'm gonna tell you, you gonna know what your neighbor got when what is it, New Year's Eve pop off, and at midnight, that's when you gonna know what your neighbor got. And I'm like, wait a minute, is that a sawed-off shotgun? Like, wait a minute, did they use it in Iraq? Where you
Right,
get this from?
right. See, and the good thing about that is my neighbors, we all carry and we all protect each other. And so anybody
Yeah.
come over here, when a storm come through or something, like the power went out, had some guys kind of lingering around, and they were
Oh
going up the
my.
street. And my neighbor, I was actually sitting in my truck and I saw them. So I'm just watching them because I'm out here in the dark, and I'm like, let me see what they doing. But I got my Glock on me. I ain't tripping off nothing. So if you come over here
Right.
and get froggish, I'm gonna handle it. But my neighbor had a flash. I didn't know he was at the door. He was watching them, because when the light power go out in this area, we kind of come down toward, we got upper levels. We come down to the first level so that we can see what's happening. He had that flash. I seen a flashlight flash towards them, like, keep it moving on down the street. Don't try to get on no crazy stuff. I said, oh, he
Right.
out here. But he come out, he got it on his seal. He good. Like, I already be knowing. we good. We protect each other. We watch each other's homes. I mean, we so close that if it's like, if I say, hey, he coming, so that's the kind of neighborly neighbors we used to have back in the day.
Yeah, see
People
now
used to
I'm
watch and
an 80s
protect.
baby, so I mean I remember like all of them watching and see now if they see something they don't say nothing. You can act
No.
complain this day and you may hear it if the streets get to talking or something like that. But because I
Yeah.
know like I used to have a gang of break-ins. I mean it was so bad because it was like for me I really started to just say okay let me just get everything straight and just try to buy another home or something because I inherited my grandmother's house, and this I was
Okay.
she always wanted me to have it, and I didn't really change much to it. I'm afraid to touch the paneling because to me, even though the house looks great, I'm just scared to touch stuff because over the years, like I say it like this, so that makes sense. Okay, so my grandma lived in this house. She passed away like in the early '80s, and then the '90s to the early 2000s, my mom took it and she turned it into a florist. So all she did was really just kind of take the living room and just kind of put the shelves up and stuff. And Dad built
Okay.
her like a what do you call it, like a little counter, for your cash register and stuff like that. So
Okay.
other than that, everything else was like a regular house. However, what I do remember is my dad telling my mom, not my mom, but my grandma, she was like, Look, this house, this dude built it in a hurry, and you're gonna spend the rest of your life fixing it." And I saw my mom over in the '90s when it came out of her running her shop, fixing this, touching that, messing with this, messing with that, because the man who built my grandmother's home was her boss. He did
Okay.
everything in a hurry. And she was scared to say something because she didn't want to get fired or anything. And that's exactly what
Oh.
happened. So it's like now that I've got it, I don't really have to do much, but I'm just scared to touch even the paneling on the walls because I'm just like, well, what's gonna happen? Is it gonna fall down or what? Did anybody? Well, it won't, but I'm just kind of scared because I always see them fixing this and working on that, and I said, oh, I ain't finna start this. I'm not
Well,
finna
girl,
start.
it seemed like that's just once you get a home, that's just all a part of.
Yeah,
It's always something. Like God
yeah,
Almighty, it's
yeah.
something to do here, something to do there. You got to fix this, you got to fix that. But I mean,
Hmm.
listen, it's the biggest and the best investment you could have.
Right.
So I would say, what do you think about like you said, getting something else and just renting it out?
I thought about that too because it was because for me it wasn't more the repairs, it was more of like the break-ins. We got these new neighbors, and well, they ain't new now because it's been like 2 years, but they were hell and everything. Like the community I moved in over here, everybody was older people. They remember me when I was a little girl, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm not gonna have any problems. Well, now they're under the weather. We got these new neighbors and they play music all night long. The first day they moved over here, behind the house, they got into a fight over what do you call it? Is it spades or something like that? Spades
Okay.
talk, something like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
they got into a knockdown, drag out about that. They fight all the time. Now they're escalated. They're shooting at each other now. And I'm just like, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the type of person that'll commit crimes, but I really thought about torching the house when they wasn't there. I was this close
She
to
said,
just
"Don't push
letting it
me."
all go up in flames.
She said, "Don't push me,
I
'cause
was like,
I'm
I
sick
think
of
I'm gonna
y'all
do
fighting."
it.
Yeah.
They're talking about for the greater good of this vaccine. I'm talking about the greater good of this neighborhood. I'm finna just torch them. Then it hit me. People can get life in prison for that. And I said, nah, I ain't the prison type. I can't
Right.
do it.
Right. I ain't the prison type.
Uh-uh. I already know I'm not about that life.
No, I ain't about that life either. But sometimes it
Mm-mm.
be these neighbors, girl, they be something else. But I
Yeah, we
find
call it
that
police on
most of
them.
that, and I mean, you got a lot of that with homeowners, but I found a lot of that in when you have a lot of rental areas,
Right.
and there's a lot of in and out, or people, try to rent their home and they can't find good renters, and it just be a whoo, child.
Oh yeah, because we got some people around here. They're not too fond of paying their rent. So you just never know. Like I think it's the way. Let me see how they do that. Let me see. Okay, this guy that married in the family recently. I think the way he was doing it was, I think is it 3 months or they can kick you out or something like that.
I
I
thought
think it.
it was, yeah, if you well, depending on what the courts say, but they can do 10 days, but a lot of times it's 90 days, but it's usually it's 10 days. If
Okay.
if you real backed up or behind, they kick you behind on 10 days.
Okay, because I think what he was doing was, I know he paid the deposit and first month's rent on his house.
Okay.
Then he wouldn't pay for another like 3 months. Then he would make a payment, and that way he wasn't getting kicked out. So it was more of like he was actually making the deposit, the payment, the deposit, first month's rent. Then he's actually renting, like what, got a free month or rent, month or two of rent. Then when they threatened to kick him out because it's the third month, then that's when he paid to cover the
Yeah, but
second month. Then he ended up
how was
saying,
he not paying that back
"Yeah,
pay? Because that stuff add up and they make you pay
yeah."
that. So how was he getting away with that?
He got put out. That's
Oh,
exactly what it was. He did it for a year, and the person was more than lenient. But when he recognized, okay, yeah, you kind of skipping out on rent for real, yeah, he got put out. He sure did.
okay,
And
okay.
they actually boarded up the place and everything, so they couldn't come back in. Mhm.
Yeah, okay. Cause see, I'm like, if that's some place that you like, I wouldn't be fooling around. Cause they'll
Yeah.
kick your behind up out of there, kick your behind on the street, and you be done for. And I mean, I remember because I had something similar happen to me. Now I had paid my rent. This is why, oh my God, I'm on this so much the best because I had paid my rent. And the landlord was not doing what she was supposed to be doing. And we got into a little altercation. We went to court, and of course I was paying my rent to the court. And she ended up getting me put out over court
Right.
fees. Over court fees.
Wow.
All of my stuff was paid in full, and it was like I didn't know that I had to pay the court fee, and it was like $200, $100, or something like that, and she got me on that,
Right.
and
Oh
that's how
my
she got me. Because I
goodness.
said,
But she
"Girl,
summons you to court. I feel like, well, I know how to go with court fees, but it's the fact that I feel like if they summons me to court, I'm like, it's on you. You need to pay this, but
and you know
it's
what?
not
I
how it
learned.
goes.
I mean, you live and you learn because
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if all my money is paid up, girl. When I did listen, I've throughout the years I've learned so much in ways that you can't get me like that no more. Or how
Right.
this is why I don't like dealing with that old rental stuff. And
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, she found a way because her lawyer went back and was like, I guess he must have told her if you add the court costs in there, and if they don't pay the court costs in time, because everything else was paid, she couldn't get me on nothing else. Everything I was paying rent to the courthouse, and when it turned around and they got me on that, and I was like, I got the paper. I said, huh? I was so shocked.
Wow.
I said, you take this
Mm-mm.
dump back. And I said, see, this is why I know I don't play with God because the sucker could have got burnt down. But I didn't want it on my
Okay,
head.
seriously. If I
I
can't live
didn't
there,
want it on
nobody
my
can live there.
head.
It's just that simple.
It's just that simple. And I had people come to me like, I handle it. I said, I can't even do it. I can't even
Yeah.
do it.
And
Like,
just be like, you know what? This is what these court fees cost you. You could have just let me stay here. But
right. And
no,
that was the
you want to
thing.
be funny. Not
And that was
nobody
and
have a
that was the
home.
whole thing. I was moving in a few months, but she was trying to be smart and be slick. So I said, okay, cool. And then when they started coming to me like, look, I said no, because not only is it gonna be obvious that I just moved out and y'all got some kind of connection to me, I can't even do it. I said, plus I don't like that kind of bad karma. I said,
Right.
now what y'all do that I don't know about, that's on y'all, but I'm out. Leave me out of it. Leave me
Right.
out of
That's
it.
understandable. But I mean, hey, at least you did resist temptation, because there are some people
Listen,
that trash the house. They may just set it on fire. You just never know.
I mean, girl,
Yeah.
listen.
I watched some
And
stuff
don't
like
get me
that on
wrong, I thought
YouTube.
about it. Huh?
I watched some stuff like that on YouTube. This guy, I know his name was Shay, but I can't think of his name. I know he's from Detroit, and he's like a landlord, and he was showing how people leave stuff in the house or they trash the house and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I used to enjoy
Yeah, I
watching stuff
see
like that.
somebody was
Mhm.
upset some years ago when I used to stay in a two-family flat, and the neighbors downstairs, I should have knew this was gonna happen. They got mad, and our landlord was not a very nice lady, and
Yeah.
she was getting on their nerves, so she ended up putting them out. And I watched like 3 or 4 families come into this place. But I said, when she came, they left, and I went downstairs to look. These people had done poured bleach all on their new carpet.
Oh
They
my
had
God.
they had done bust the windows. They had done a lot of stuff. Left clothes, just tore it up. Put ketchup, mustard all over everywhere, like all on the walls.
Oh
They
my
made her
goodness.
work. You hear me? They made her paint. They made her get new carpet. All of the above. The only good thing about that though, she had to do all that new stuff. She ended up doing it for my place too. I was like, I know that's right. But I was like, dang, they made her spend a lot of money for that
Yeah.
unit
Yeah,
because they
they made her pay for that for sure.
they
Yeah.
made her pay for it.
Those repairs cost more than rent.
And she had just
Man.
put new carpet and stuff down in there for them to move in. But they
Mm,
used to fight all the time. They used to fight. And I mean, this dude used to drug old girl outside. And I
goodness.
said, one day I heard her hollering, and I said, this is why I can't do duplexes and stuff like this. Cause I like to mind my business. I don't like to be in other
Right.
people's business. And she kept calling, call the police, hollering, call the police. But yet and still, y'all later on gonna be back. He hollering, you better not call the police. And I'm like, if I want to call the police, I can if I want to.
Oh my, did he holler at you and say
They were hollering through the phone
that?
because
Oh
she
my
was hollering,
God.
call
Why
the
do people playing
police.
like that? Why they
And he
playing?
hollered, you better not call the police.
Over there playing. They need to stop.
Yeah. And I said I should call the police, but the only reason why I didn't, I wasn't no way, because they would fight and get back together. He
Exactly.
he would drug her down the street. She let him. And she came running upstairs, knocking at my door, and I just let her knock, because if you really didn't want to be with him and you tired of him whipping on you, let him leave or put him out or don't
Exactly.
fool with him. But she just kept bringing him back, so I didn't want no parts of that. Don't add me in that, because my husband didn't hurt you, so I'd
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
just stay out of it. And I
yeah.
don't want to, I don't want you to, I don't want us to get into that. So don't come up here asking me for no sugar, no butter. I can't give you nothing. Don't ask me. Act like I don't exist, because I don't
Right,
want no parts of
right,
your mess. This is when I need something, I go get it. I don't ask nobody. I never did do stuff like that. I don't go to the neighbor's house. Somebody, can I have a cup of sugar? Oh,
right.
uh-uh.
Yeah, yeah. And see, it's like, oh Lord, that cat scared the mess out of me. Who Lord?
You outside?
No, we have a cat in the house, and I thought he was in the back room, and I saw this black shadow. I said, "Wait a minute now! Don't tell me I got to call on the blood of Jesus or something, cause And then when he hopped on my table and he jumped off, and I didn't know he was in here. Lord
Oh,
have mercy, Jesus!
well, they too
It
freaky,
it like
girl.
to be it like to be a spiritual warfare up in here. I'm telling you, man. Goodness gracious alive! Let me catch myself. Whoo, he scared me. Oh man. But yeah, about my neighbors now. Our neighbors back here, like right now, you probably can't hear, but they're playing music now, and it's like they fight, they cuss each other out, and I think the craziest thing, like this is what made me think I was crazy, because it was like one day they got this guy, and he that was on drugs back there, and he got high, and all of a sudden I heard a loud boom, cause they stay in the trailer behind my house. And I was like, I looked out the window, I didn't see nobody, I didn't hear nobody run, take off, or do nothing. Do you know that this man got so high until he actually charged the trailer? He sure did. He sure did. He actually was like a little bull, and he charged the trailer. And I heard a loud boom, and nobody was outside. Didn't nobody call me to see what was going on? And I said, I know I ain't crazy. Something is. Did somebody run into something? Police never showed up until eventually, minutes later, I heard the ambulance, because we only up the street from the hospital. It's small
Trying
town
to knock
USA.
yourself out.
Yeah, thought he was a
Yeah.
bull. He got high, and he thought, I don't know what he used, but he thought he was a bull, and he charged the trailer. I mean, and now it's a
Wow.
big dent in the side of the front trailer. Oh my God. It wasn't funny when it happened, but it's funny now, because I'm like, this man, oh my God. I mean, it was, you
That
don't
is
understand.
crazy.
It was loud. Now, we got the TV on, the computer blaring, all this other stuff, and it was that loud. Now that
Just say
man,
no
now
to
he know better
drugs.
than that.
That's
He blessed he
crazy.
didn't. he blessed he didn't die. He really is.
Girl.
Yeah,
And probably here see, just say no to drugs. See, that's crazy.
exactly.
You said a big old boom. Just a
Man, it was
so
loud.
wait.
It
So
sounded like a car accident.
so was he in the hospital for a couple of days? What did he end up? What was the damage? What did he do to himself?
The doctors told him had they not got him to the ER in time, that he would have died. They was able to save him.
Oh my God.
But see,
Oh,
he
he
had been in and out of I must say accident, in and out of the hospital anyway for like drugs and stuff. And if we see him and he's not walking, like he walks really really fast. So if we
uh-huh.
don't see him walking, we know he's in the hospital. Cause it's like this guy
Wow.
literally his our run is his walk.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. He was one of those guys that played football and that was good at what he done, and then he let stuff get,
Yeah.
let got in the wrong crowd, which was them
Oh
raggedy folks back
man.
there.
See,
And
that's
they left
messed
him.
up.
They left him. Wasn't nobody back there. And I was like, "Am I hearing things?" I said, "I ain't even
I'm
finna ask
tripping because
nobody."
I'm like, he don't went full force into the daggum thing and could have killed himself. Now that
Yeah,
was hard. I
yeah.
ain't never heard nobody do no foolishness like that.
I didn't even know people actually got that high. I guess I was just oblivious because I don't
Yeah,
fool
they
with it.
smoking and taking all kind of stuff nowadays. I'm just be like,
Yeah,
are you're good with like I just be shocked at some of the stuff they smoke and take. I look, I don't want no parts of it.
right. I passed
Man,
on it
look,
for sure.
I pass on it. Now I'm look like we were talking earlier. I already got a touch of crazy. I don't need to crazy. I don't need to be off this crazy.
Right.
Now they can handle my crazy. I don't want it to not handle my crazy child. Even that medicated stuff they want to get keep it all. I don't want none of it.
Right, right. Yeah, you're
None
right.
of it. But you have
Mm-mm.
been such a great host, and thank you for allowing me to come up here, boo. I enjoyed you. I ain't seen or heard from you in a minute, so I want
I
to come
know
up
it's
here
been
and
a
say,
minute.
"Hey, baby girl."
I'm glad y'all are supporting me. Thank you so much. Cause I was at first I was
Absolutely.
like I couldn't hear nothing. I did a live earlier and I couldn't hear anything. And then that Mr. Man guy, he walked me through it because I was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?" I'm up here
Girl, we was
messing with stuff.
patiently waiting. We was waiting. I said, I didn't see the one from earlier. I guess I missed that one. And I
It's
seen, I
it's
said, my
nothing.
girl,
It's
let me run in here and say hey or something.
Yeah, yeah. I said I was gonna start experimenting with the lives and stuff. So everybody else is doing it, and I've always been like, I'm kind of scared. And I'm like, okay, forget about it. It's like it's nothing.
Look,
Let me
all
just
the
take a
while
shot at
praying,
it.
he got you right together. You said, "Can you
Oh,
not
he
hear me?" I was
did.
like, "Yeah, we can hear you now." But yeah, so I appreciate you letting me up here. I enjoyed the conversation, and I always like talking about the vaccine and stuff because it's just a good convo to have to see where
Yeah.
people
It
are, what headspace they in. It's a lot going on. It's a lot of people that's already taken it. They treat those of us that haven't gotten it so bad. They just be. I had a lady
right.
literally go off on me, Mo, like.
I know about it. Trust me.
We
I've
I
gotten it
mean,
too.
just what off on y'all the reason why we can't make it
Yeah.
better and all this whole kind of stuff. And I said, no, we're not. Like, and then when something happened, then y'all be wishing that you would did something or you would have waited. And I personally just wanted to let people, a lot of people have it and have it for a while first. And I know that sound bad, but
Right.
I didn't want like if you was gonna grow an extra ear or extra eye or something, I wanted to see first, and
Right.
then make
Exactly.
my decision. You
Right.
know,
And then
I
people
see I'm
fight
kind of
about
doing it.
testing animals, but I'm like, look, go ahead and test them instead of people because
Yeah,
whatever happens, we can't come back from that. Like we can't.
exactly.
So the animals will be
That,
all right.
that's how I feel about it. So I'm still, when I decide to just go ahead and do it, girl, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how
Right,
I
right.
react.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well,
far
have
for
a
me,
good night,
I'm
Pumpkin.
okay. Well, thank you so much. It was good, talking to you because it's been forever.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You too, babe. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay.
All right. All right. Is there anybody else out there? The topic is to vaccinate or well, let me back it up. To vaccinate or not vaccinate. It's whatever you want to do. Like, what are your opinions on it? Do you think it's safe? Do you think we should wait on it? Or are you angry at the people who are not being vaccinated? Or or what? Like, what are you guys thinking? If you, I know there's some people here because I see the little numbers up there. So, if you want to come up, then that's fine. If you want to just talk to me in the chats, I mean, I'll gladly talk to you. Um, just for me, I'm just one of the people that's kind of on the fence. Right now, I'm just, just being safe with my Lysol and, you know, doing all kind of stuff with the mask and just making sure that I'm safe and like right I haven't had it COVID or anything like that, so I just think I'm blessed, and I just focus on just building up my immune system. I tell people make sure you take your vitamins. Another thing is beets. That's a good superfood. I hate them, but look, it works. So, I'm probably just gonna dodge the vaccine until I can't anymore. I'm not gonna lie about it. I've just noticed that people, as far as like looking at social media and just talking to different people, there are folks that are legit trying to just bully people into taking the vaccine. And I'm like, why y'all? It to me, it seems like as soon as some people take the vax, it's like they're turning into monsters. Why you not taking the vax? What's wrong with you? And I'm just like, but I don't have it. I don't know how else to. I had an aunt I was talking to, and she was like, "Why didn't you take it?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And she's like, "No, you're not. No, you are not." And I was like, "Auntie, I promise you, I don't have it." Yeah. Let me see. I hate beets. What they help you with personally? I know they're like a superfood, and it kind of has. How can I put this? Shoot, I may have to Google to make sure I get this thing right because I don't want to tell you anything wrong. But I mean, I know they really do help with your immune system and stuff. So I know a lot of people were like, just take the beets or whatever. Don't worry about it. And then there are some people out there that are saying God told them not to take it. They were like, look, God told us not to take this vaccine or what, and they never did elaborate on it. But you know, I'm just like, well, if God told you not to take it, I mean, by all means, be obedient. Yeah. Let me see, can I find let me see, can I Google it? Let me see, non-impressive health benefits. See, can I scroll down? I just took it because I said it was great for your immune system, especially when it comes down to sickness and diseases and stuff like that. Well, I don't have no disease, but I'm just saying. Okay. Mm, see, can I find it and get my phone? See, health benefits. Oh, it says of pickled beets. Pickled beets, golly. Oh, let's see. What are the benefits of eating beets? Okay. I do see it says it's a good source of potassium, calcium, and iron. I do see that. Oh, where is it I'm looking for? Because pickled beets are fermented, they're rich in probiotics. There it is. Probiotics are friendly bacteria presented in your digestive system. So, yeah, I just always called it a superfood, but I know it's just good for that healthy bacteria and stuff. So I can deal with that versus like a whole virus or whatever. But even before like fooling with those beats or whatever, um, just for me, I just took precautions. That's all I can pretty much just say. And another thing, in my area, it used to be where it was hard to find, like Lysol and it was a Clorox wipes. What else was it? Because nobody wanted the off-brand sprays and stuff for some reason. But I mean, it's the same ingredients. It's just different companies. So I don't know why folks were scared of it. But what else? It was something else besides the mask because I had a ton of masks. Um, what else was it? It was something else I had as far as precaution. I never had the face shield. I didn't have that. Don't you jump up here. Get down. Don't you jump on this computer. Don't do it. You already scared me one time, Kit. Get down. He grown. He not gonna pay me no attention. Let me see. That's my thought. If God says don't do it, then get down. I'm finna cuss now. Don't do it. Now you don't want me out here cussing. Get down. Your black cats are just horrible. Let me see. Let me read this. That's my thought. If God says do it, then go ahead. And if he says no, then don't because we all have different situations going on. Exactly. Exactly. Because a lot of people, I mean, God knows what this stuff may trigger in people. And, He doesn't want us to, just give up our lives over some random vaccine because those people don't care anything about us. They really don't. I mean, even the regular medication that people are taking is literally killing them. And it just reminds me of I had this coworker and her grandson was born with what was it? It was some type of liver. It's kind of off topic, but not really. It was like some kind of liver damage or something like that. And they was giving this baby medication that was supposed to like stop the pain and kind of help fight this cancer situation. Because I don't remember them saying anything about chemo, because he was so young. But I don't know. Don't hold me to that. I'm nobody's doctor. But um, what happened was he was taking the medication, and it seemed like no matter what he was taking, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't helping. He was still just in like a lot of pain, and he wasn't getting any better. So finally they came up to some medication, and I can't think of the name of it because it starts with the S. I remember back then, because this has been years ago, it started with the S, and I remember um talking to like a nurse about it, and it was like a nurse that worked with us because I worked at a mental facility. But anyway, um, anyway, the latest grandson was taking it, and the boy was getting worse and worse. And really, what happened was he was dying. I mean, he was flat out dying, and I believe he would have survived if he had not taken that medication. Because what was happening was when he got worse and worse, and they kept giving him that medication. What happened was that medication was shutting his organs down. So when he got worse and worse, his organs was just defeated. And when they did the autopsy report, every organ in his body was black as just black. Just black. I always say black as smoke, but black as coal, pretty much. And so that medication just pretty much took him out of here. And when he was getting worse and worse and he was screaming and crying, the whole time the boy was dying. So when I talked to a nurse that we worked with, I was like, well, do you know what medication her grandson was taking? And I know it started with the S. And I was like, wait a minute. Now I'm nobody's nurse, but I know that with that S stuff, I hate I can't call it. I really hate this because it's been so long ago. But anyway, I said, wait a minute. I said, now I'm not a nurse. You are. I say now when this woman came to you and said the people at the hospital are giving my grandson this, I said you should have said something because you have to be the epitome of health to take that medication. A for one, it's not for children. And I understand, not wanting to hear this kid screaming and crying in agony because who wants to hear that? I mean, that's heartbreaking, right? So I told her, I said, wait a minute. I said, that stuff is not for an adult. I'm not for a child. And you have to be the epitome of health to take this stuff. You have to be kind of like one of those people that, you eat right, you exercise, but there may be something that's, in your genetic pool that may pop up. People like that can take it, but just not a child. And so he ended up passing away. And I was like, who in their right mind would it was like it made me think, did these people in the hospital like want this little boy to pass away? Because really, to be honest with you, he really wasn't living life. I mean, this little boy spent more time in the hospital than he did amongst, being the regular kids or whatever. So that's why I really don't really trust a lot of medication out here. I really don't trust a lot of doctors and nurses and whatnot because let's be clear, there are some that are loving, caring, and they genuinely love to take care of people. And then you have some that just don't give a dang. And I just kind of felt like in this little boy's incident, he had people that was like, okay, we tried everything. I'll just give him this, you know. Um, and I hate it. And we have to be careful of the medication, even with your pets. If you have if the vet's giving them certain medication, find out the side effects of this stuff. What is it really doing? You know, they're already putting stuff in pets' food anyway to kill them off anyway, and they're doing the same thing with us. So I don't know what to say about it, but I just pray that we wake up and this is a whole thing of the past, and we'll be able to tell a story about how the virus came through and left, and how we had to wear a mask and all that other stuff. But this is horrible. Then they say there's a variant out there, and I'm just like, man. But I just encourage people to, just try to get out the house as much as you can, because situations like this is easy for depression to set in, because there are a lot of people that are sociable and they had to stay in the house, and it just pretty much drove some of them crazy. And if you're gonna stay in a hotel, I just say just spray everything down and wipe everything down, because I mean, of course, stay in a hotel that's clean, but there's nothing wrong with like double checking to make sure everything is safe. Because I mean, me and my husband, we still took a vacation. We still, stayed in a nice hotel and sprayed and wiped everything down and stuff. And the hotel was known to be clean anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I pretty much trust them on that, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, but you have to do what you gotta do to stay sane. But don't drink unless you just a drink. I know some folks was literally would drink themselves under the table. So, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's just crazy how everything is playing out. I just kind of figured, I'm not gonna lie, I figured that, if an incident like this came through, I figured I'd probably no longer be on Earth or anything like that. So, well, something like that, that I would never know about this type of stuff. But this is taking people out of here. It's taking a toll on people. It's a lot of deaths. It's kind of hard for a lot of people to get over what's happening, because as soon as one person pass away and you seem like you're dealing with it, here comes a whole nother set of people, and it's your coworkers, and it's your friends, it's your family, it's your neighbor, and this stuff is just dragging them down, you know? Because I had a cousin that had it. I mean, he lived, but the only problem with him is that as soon as the quarantine was over, he was back out amongst people, no mask or nothing. Oh, excuse me, I'm not trying to catch cold, but but anyway, um, yeah, he was back out in the community like it was nothing. And I ended up bumping into him at a service station, and I was like, "Well, hey, such and such," and he was standing behind me in line, and I was like, wait a minute, he ain't got no mask. And I didn't want to just blast him and call him out in front of everybody, because you never know what type of reaction everybody's going to give. Some folks may give him, 50 feet, and some folks may try to fight him, or you just never know, because, I mean, there are people out here that are truly just scared. So you just never know about that person's reaction. But I was like, listen, where's your mask at? And he was like, oh, I'm all right. I done had it one time. I can't get it again. And I'm like, yes, you can. You can definitely get it again. So, I don't know. But I guess this is all for now. So I guess I'll talk to you guys later. Just let me know in the comment section how you feel about it. Do you think we're crazy for not taking the vaccine? I don't mind if there's a difference of opinion. I'm just not, I don't know. I'm just not, I don't mind. It's no big deal. I mean, in life, we all are not gonna see everything the same. So, just sign off and let me know. And to everybody else in the chat, hey, I hope I kept you interested, because look, I could be a motor mouth sometimes. So, um, I'll see you guys later, and thank you guys for your support. And talk to y'all later. Bye.